stuff here. But okay, I just want to give a quick introduction here since I did start recording. My name is Liam, senior at Cornell University, writing a final project in the history of the Cornell Super Smash Bros. Club. Benjamin, if you want to give yourself a quick introduction, like what year you graduated, what did you major in, and yeah, kind of what you're doing today.
I'm Ben. I am class of 2007. I majored in mathematics and computer science in the art school.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and my main used to be NES, but I haven't played in a while. But in theory, Banjo
Yeah,
Kazooie.
yeah. Wait, that. Oh, okay. So I already want to get talking on this, right? So okay. I don't even know where to start. There's so much I want to ask. Okay. So you get into Cornell as a freshman in 2003, correct?
Yeah,
Okay. Wait. So wait a minute. That's crazy. Okay. So in 2003, Melee had been out for about a year at that point, right? Because
yeah,
2002 released in the West, right?
yeah.
Um, Tell me, okay. Here, I know where to start. Tell me a little bit about your relationship with video games before you came into Cornell.
My relations with it, I don't know. It's just like that was my favorite hobby. I love
Yeah,
video games. I still love video games. I played a lot, and in high school, I didn't know that many people that played games, and especially the people who did, who played like Mario Kart or Halo.
yeah,
So going to Cornell was an opportunity to like meet a bunch of people who played more games like Final Fantasy and Smash Brothers and Zelda.
yeah, for sure. And at the time, so you were playing games, but did you play? I'm curious to know if you played Smash for the N64.
Yeah,
You did. Okay, so
yeah.
were you like waiting for like were you anticipating Melee's release?
Yes, I was very excited about Melee.
Wow. Okay. So I want to put this into kind of some historical context. So, Smash 64 comes out in 1999.
Mm.
You're playing Smash 64, so you were able to play Smash 64 like when it comes out.
I didn't get it immediately.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if I had it. I maybe didn't have an N64, but like I got one like a year or two later, and I think I bought it. Here's some more stuff that dates me. I think I bought Smash used from Blockbuster.
Yeah. That's incredible. So did you rent it or you bought it?
I rented it and then I bought it later,
Yeah.
maybe.
Okay. Sure. So you're playing Smash 64 and you're anticipating the release for Melee. Melee has a crazy development cycle of only 2 years. Uh, do you play Melee as soon as it comes out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you owned a GameCube.
Yes, I had my poor brother and dad went to get me a launch GameCube
Oh my
when
goodness.
I don't know, doing something in high school or some kind of extracurricular or something.
Sure. So were you always like into Nintendo or well like there were multiple consoles around that time. I know the Dreamcast was an option, the original Xbox, maybe? Wait, I don't think so. That's probably later. Anyways, were you like did you enjoy Nintendo the most out of all of them?
Yeah, I've always been a Nintendo guy.
Okay, really cool. Okay, so you were playing Smash before you even entered Cornell, and you were playing Melee.
Yeah,
I'm curious
yeah.
to know. Okay, this is so exciting. What was your thoughts? Okay, so you played Smash 64, and then Melee comes out, and how? What did you? What, I don't get to hear this at all. I don't get to hear opinions on this. What was your opinion on Melee when it came out?
It's just like everything in the original, but better.
Yeah,
It was just like a logical the next step. It's just very exciting to get way more characters. Um, there are more moves. I guess the forward B was not a move in the original
yeah. There was only neutral
Smash.
B. Yep.
Yeah, it's just like way more. Like the single player modes were more interesting. Uh, yeah, it was just really exciting to get more of everything.
Yeah, for sure. That's really cool. Okay, so on to Cornell at this point. So you're already
Yeah.
playing games. Melee had been out for a year. I'm curious to know. You get to Cornell. Are there people already there that are playing Smash?
I mean, like I don't know what you mean by that exactly. Like there are other people there who like Smash. Like I was big
Okay.
into Smash. There are
Yeah.
definitely other people who are big into Smash, but you know we're like all freshmen. We don't know it. Nobody knows each other.
Mhm.
Uh, you know, I'm sure some people got roomed up with roommates who were both into Smash or something like that.
Okay.
But
So yeah, to kind of understand, I mean, I guess the reason I ask is because I want to know there was no like organization around it. It was just so more so like people were playing the game, but it was more so just like a fun thing, right? There was no sort of cohesive group for it yet.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, you enter Cornell, you start playing, and I'm assuming you find other people to play with.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So as I am aware, you were the person to start the Smash Brothers Club. I'm curious. I want to know a little bit more about that. So, like, kind of when that started and like why you decided to do that.
It must have been like 2003, maybe 2004. It was like early. It was my freshman year.
Uh huh.
And I think it was mainly I wanted to play Smash with people.
Yes.
And the people who I lived near were like not into games and stuff like me,
Uh
and
huh.
so kind of reach out to find other people who are into that stuff.
Uh huh.
Um, how did I meet? So like technically, I co-founded it with
Yeah.
my my friend Jeff, and we met. I don't know. We might have met in like one of those like online message boards before we went to Cornell.
Sure.
Like one of those like meet each other before you meet the pre-frosh or something.
Sure. Yeah.
Uh, Maybe. But I ended up being friends with him, and we both played Smash, or maybe it was because we both played Smash that we started talking,
Sure.
and I wanted to find other people to play Smash with.
Yeah. Okay. So the whole goal of creating this group was that, I mean, at the end of the day, you just wanted to find more people to play the game with.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm curious to know how that happened. Like, how did you actually find new people to play the game with? Because nowadays, we have stuff like Discord, right? And Facebook. But at the time, I'm not even sure. I mean, Facebook was probably like just starting. But okay, I'm sorry. I sound like I feel like I should know these things, but I'm just curious. What were the mediums of communication around that time?
Yeah, Facebook started, I think, in my freshman year,
Oh my
or at
goodness.
least maybe it had started slightly earlier at Harvard, but it got to Cornell
Uh huh.
in my freshman, I think my freshman year. Uh, I mean, like honestly, my entire time there at the Smash Club was pretty small.
Yeah.
Like we tried to get more people, but like we didn't try that hard, and like yeah, we didn't have these kinds of means to do it. Um, like at first, it was like I was in the anime club too, and so
Sure.
you know you wouldn't be surprised to see that there's an overlap between people who watch anime and people who play video games.
Yeah.
And so we got some people from the anime club, or some friends I met through those people,
Yeah.
and then every once in a while we'd like hold a tournament, which would just be like at a big TV in a lounge in some dorm,
Sure. Sure.
and like here and there we'd like stumble into a couple of people, like somebody would notice us and want to play, or somebody, a friend of a friend was into it and they'd bring their friend.
Okay. Yeah.
um, but like the entire time it was like never that. I don't know, I'm very curious about like what the state of things are
Of
now, but
course.
like
Yeah.
it was never that big. um, every year we did the club thing. What was it? They have this the event in one of the big halls where just like every club has a
Club
booth.
Fest. Yep.
Yeah, so we did
Still
that too,
happens.
which was like again was like a really, it was just like a couple of us at a table being like Smash Brothers.
Yeah. Sure. Wait. That's so interesting. I want to know if at the time, because you said there's an anime club. Is there any other gaming organizations on campus? Because I know that there was something called the Digital Gaming Alliance, but that was like maybe beyond. I don't know if that was happening already or not.
That started like a couple years in, I think that
Okay.
started my junior year, if
Yeah.
I'm recalling what that is correct, because I what was there was a course they did about making games.
Yeah, yes, Walker White's course, Intro to
Yeah,
Game Design. He's still here, by the way. I'm actually a TA for advanced game design, so
Oh,
it's still going strong. Yes.
yeah, it wasn't honestly like intro to game design would have been very cool. It wasn't like there was they didn't even have that level of instruction then. It was just like a course where most of the course was you work with your team to make a game,
That's right.
and like there was like very little instruction. It was mostly just like sitting in the lab and working on a game.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, not too dissimilar now. Just
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit more guided. Okay. Wait. So that's so interesting to me. So as far as you're concerned, in terms of gaming organizations at Cornell, uh, digital gaming organizations, Smash Club was probably among the first.
Probably. Yeah. I don't think there was any other video game club. I think it was the DG, the Digital Game Alliance, started like a couple years in,
Oh man.
and I remember having this trouble, like, because we had to get a like a teacher, right? Every a professor or someone has to back up
Faculty advisor. Yeah.
your faculty advisor, and at some point, the person we were getting was like, "Oh, well, the Digital Gaming Alliance already exists, and I don't think there needs to be multiple video game clubs, so I'm not
Ah.
gonna be your faculty advisor." And I was like, "Who are you to judge? I
Yeah.
just want to have a club where we play Smash Brothers. We started first before the
Yeah.
DGA, so
Yeah. Okay, so there was I mean that doesn't seem warranted at all, but there was some pushback for some reason, right? Even though you guys were first. Did you find
in like
another faculty advisor?
yes, we
Uh,
did. I mean, my first faculty advisor was my physics TA.
okay.
So then we had to switch to someone else, and then I think it was, um, I don't remember who we ended up with.
Yeah. I mean, I'm aware that the faculty advisor, I think after your time was Walker, the game design professor. So
I think
possibly.
trying to remember. I don't know. I don't want to say something that will like get me in trouble, but
No, it's okay.
yeah, there was somebody um, who we got for like a year or two, or maybe we didn't get it all. Maybe we just applied, and then they said it was someone in this like games universe, and they were like, oh, actually, well, the DGA exists, so I don't actually see the need for your club,
Oh man.
and so we just found someone else.
Gotcha. Cool. Okay, so the club at this time, just a place to find, just a place to play Smash with new people, and that's like so you mentioned that you run, excuse me, some tournaments from here to there. Um,
Yeah,
I want to know a little bit about the demographics of those tournaments. So like, how many people are like roughly showing up? It seems pretty small. I would say like, would you say like 5 to 10 people maybe?
like the regular things we would do Smash like I don't know every week or once a month or every other week, and those would be like yeah like 4 to 10 people
4 to 10
usually.
people.
A
Yeah.
lot of this a lot of the same crowd. We did a ladder for a little while, and it was like
Okay.
6 people on the ladder.
Sure.
The tournaments sometimes would get more people. There was this thing. What was it called? Like Cornell Con, maybe.
Yes. Yes. I have heard of this. Yeah.
Somebody from one of the other clubs wanted to have this kind of like mini thing where we did it in our PCC,
Yeah.
and like different rooms would be dedicated to different activities or different clubs,
Hmm.
and like we do a Smash tournament there, and then because that was like kind of a thing, we'd get like a real number of people, we'd get like 30 people or 50 people. We might do
Wow.
a real like double elimination bracket.
That's incredible. Yeah, I have heard of Cornell Con from. I got to spoke. I don't know if you're familiar with this individual, but Michael Brancato, the a Nintendo dude, seemed to be a part of the cohort that came right after you. So I got to speak with him, and he told me a little bit about Cornell Con. It doesn't happen now, unfortunately, but it seemed like it was a pretty big event for like at least like digital activities at Cornell.
Yeah, he must have been like 2 or 3 years younger than me, I think.
Possibly, yeah.
We the name is definitely familiar. I have some idea of a face who might be him in my head. So
Sure.
I think we overlapped.
Yeah, just slightly it seemed. But that's really interesting. Wait, so you're getting for at least those CornellCon tournaments, 30 to 40 people is really impressive even now. Like that's a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, there's all these because like lots of people played Smash. I
Right.
mean, I'm sure that there are tons of people who were like playing in their dorm rooms, unaware or uninterested in what we were doing.
That's true.
But like CornellCon was actually like just way more people were like, showing up for CornellCon generally, or just like wandering by because it was an RPCC,
Yeah,
and then
totally.
yeah, people would sign up and play.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool. Okay. Trying to think what's next. Melee. Okay, so this is just kind of more of a question about Melee. So Melee had only been out for like a year or two at that point, and uh, you held tournaments, but tell what was the rule set that you used at the time? I feel it was it like kind of anything goes because it took a while for Melee to sort of develop like okay, this is our competitive rule set, right?
I mean, one-on-one, no items.
Okay,
We sometimes do 2v2.
yeah,
Um, I think we had like stage limitations. I think we just used the like standard. I don't know, like 5 stages or 7
okay,
stages.
wow. Huh, I didn't
Uh,
realize that that was a thing so early on then. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like people knew about. I was actually not that good, so I didn't wave dash, but
Ah,
like
sure. Yeah.
people people knew about wave dashing. Like I don't think people knew Jigglypuff was good yet. Maybe that was it was before that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean,
But
if
yeah, I
I.
mean, it was,
Oh, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. But yeah, at the time, like really early on, I think Jigglypuff was seen as like pretty trash. But
yeah.
people didn't really start to realize the potential, I think, until like, I'd probably say like Mango was probably
Mm.
was getting a puff on. Did you watch a lot of Smash? Oh, wait a minute. What do I mean? Did you watch a lot of Smash? Um, this is such a okay. I'm trying to like internalize like what time period we're in. Were there so there was I mean the internet had been a thing. Um, there was did you watch any Smash outside of the club? Like I'm not sure how possible that was.
No, I mean, I think I'm pretty sure Smash Boards existed,
Oh, okay.
but I didn't really do much of that stuff.
Okay.
Uh, I definitely, some people did up in. I mean, like YouTube started existing sometime in my time in college.
2005.
Um, yeah, that makes sense. I bet a couple people did. One of the guys I remember was pretty good, and then by the end he got really good, or at
Yeah.
least by our standards. And it
Yeah.
was like we were competitive with him, and then he, against his like best character, and then all of a sudden he could just like beat us with many characters.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh yeah, he's actually been like learning and studying and stuff, and I've been like just doing the same old nest shit over and over again.
Yeah, sure. I wanted to ask. So you played Ness, and obviously Melee has been out now for like a long time. The meta has developed so thoroughly, and there's like a clear distinction now between this. These are the characters that are amazing, right? These are the characters that are all right, and then here's are the characters that are just bad, right? And but
Yeah,
at the time, would you say more people just played whoever they wanted more so for the sake of fun?
I mean, I don't know. I play who I want for the sake of fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like. I don't know that I had like a like this like super well made tier list like we have now.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody thought Ness was the best character.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, my friend Mike, who I'm still friends with,
Hmm.
is was a Sheik player, and I was like, yeah, Sheik is pretty good, and like the guy who is really good played Falco. Another guy who played against played Fox,
Uh huh.
and like if I don't remember like what level of tier lists we had. It was certainly not like it is now, or not like it was even a couple of years after that. But
Sure.
I like when I would Fox. I would play Fox as my second, and I wasn't not very good with Fox, but I could still just play. I would win way more as Fox because
Yeah.
it was
Okay.
just really fast. So I'm not was not really surprised as people got more into the game, and as I started reading more, they're like, oh yeah, Fox. I was surprised about Marth when I first played. I didn't realize Marth was so good.
Ah.
But
Yeah.
I think by the end, that was probably common knowledge.
Yeah. For sure. Okay. Um. I'm trying to think what else do I have. That's really interesting that there was some conception of like who might be good and who wasn't, but like not to the level that we have today. And it's cool to see that that was even so early on. Um,
Yeah, there was a
what's
fun thing when this guy came in. This guy we didn't know at all, but he'd either heard about it or he was living in the same dorm. And he came in and he played Peach, and he
yeah.
kicked everybody's butt. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
what? Peach can be good?
Very cool. Yeah.
Use what is it, down A or something that to just like catch people and just deal tons of damage or break through people's shields.
Oh yeah. Down
Oh
A.
wow, apparently Peach is pretty good.
Yeah. Down smash. A peach down
Down smash,
smash.
yeah.
Just bad. Just really bad move. um. This is a. So Melee was out for some time. Um. Brawl doesn't come out for like way longer. Like that's. Did. When did they start announcing stuff for Brawl? Was that like around the time you were still at Cornell? Because I know there was a really long waiting period for Brawl.
I guess probably. I mean, we came out in my senior year,
Oh yeah, okay.
and I remember I got Brawl in like my I guess it was like 2008. It must have been.
Uh huh.
It was like the year after um, I graduated. Like I don't remember. I'm pretty sure like the summer before I started my job after school. I
Gotcha.
was checking the website every day for like
Yes.
announcements.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I mean, we probably had an idea it was coming by before I graduated.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I want to ask a little bit more about your time. I know you were like a co-leader of the club. I want to know a little bit about your time actually like running it. So back back then it was normal to have a CRT. Nowadays it's kind of unique, you know. It's not you don't see them around campus, but I'm assuming that at that time, um, I feel like I should know this stuff. CRTs were basically everywhere on campus.
Yeah, I mean, it was like everything was a CRT.
Yeah,
There was any flat screen at all.
yeah, totally. So there was no shortage of places to play.
Well, like CRTs are heavy, so
That's true.
you know,
Yeah.
like I had a in my dorm room I had a small CRT that I could play on. All the lounges had CRTs. Like that
Oh,
was the
okay.
main thing.
Sure.
Like any I guess we would usually like when I played by myself or I would train, I had my own CRT. But otherwise, we would normally like grab our GameCube and controllers and take it to a lounge.
Yeah.
We played a lot on the projector in the Alice Cook house.
Oh yeah, sure. A lot of people lived on West back then. Okay, so there was like a huge North Campus expansion, and now like, I need to. So I want to ask some a little bit like of Cornell history here. There was very few dorms on North Campus at that time, right?
I don't know. It seemed like plenty to me. I wouldn't describe it that way.
Okay.
Now I'm like wondering how many there are now.
There's a lot. There's a lot. I don't even know if I can count them. There's more than there are on West and South, I think, just combined. So North Campus is like a
Is there
hub.
a South? Is South new?
I refer to South Campus, and I mean that like as College Town. Like you have like
Oh, okay.
Sheldon Court, right?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But it's right now North Campus is the hub for first and second year students, right? Everyone lives on North Campus. But as far as I'm aware, most of those buildings were only constructed pretty recently. So
Hmm.
when you came in as a freshman, or even if you lived there as a sophomore, I'm assuming that a lot of people lived on West.
So when I joined, it was like the first year it was new that what they did was all freshmen live on North Campus.
Oh, okay. Wait, so that was around then. Okay.
Yeah. So I remember I lived. They put me in a townhouse.
Yeah.
It was weird because like the townhouses, to my understanding, were originally built as this kind of like halfway between living off campus and living on campus for like older students.
Yeah.
But they just took all of North Campus and made it for freshmen, and so they just put us in the townhouse.
Yeah. Wait, I have a funny story. Well, it's not even a story. I lived in one of those townhouses
Nice.
for a year. And it was in that weird gray area where it was like off campus, but like not. You had your own kitchen, your own living room, but
Yeah.
still like a house. I enjoyed it a lot. I miss that. I miss having that. Right now, I'm living in a fraternity off campus. so it's
Oh,
not quite the same.
yeah.
But yes, lived in the townhouse. Okay, so those were I didn't realize those were there at that time. And then I also lived in Clara Dixon, which obviously was a thing back then.
Yeah,
And I lived on West only for like a brief period of time. But from what I've gathered from talking to other Cornell Smash alumni, um, a lot of people generally seem to have lived on West, especially like in their later years. And as a result, playing Smash with people was just like kind of a matter of just kind of playing with whoever was in the dorm next to you, or even like down the hall or something like that. Like and with the lounges were the venue, which is like
yeah.
pretty novel like now, because if you want to know more about Cornell Smash now, like we have our own room in like Phillips Hall, like Phillips 403. That's where the club meets, right? We bring all the setups to
Mm.
403. The club happens in there, right? But no, like people don't meet in like lounge. I mean, people casually, like unaffiliated with the club, people meet in like lounges and stuff to play games. But it seems like, especially in the early days of the club, that was just kind of the venue. Was just any lounge that you could find. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I mean, certainly, like when we would play randomly, yeah, we do lounges. I think in my later years, well, when we would have like regular, like every week or every other week or something, we would do the cafeteria in the cookhouse, and
Okay, yeah,
we'd use the projector, and they had like one or two of those like TVs on wheels.
sure. Huh. And you were able to use the projector. That's really cool. Wait, that is unheard of today. Being able to use like the cookhouse like dining room as like a place to play. I know they would not let you do that today, like at
Oh,
all.
really?
That is like a foreign concept.
Yeah, we like. I mean, we were like literally cookhouse open while we were there.
Oh,
Like
okay.
the first my sophomore year was the first year of Cookhouse. I lived in Baker Tower on the West Campus,
Okay.
and then my junior year I lived in Cookhouse, and like I don't know, we like knew the faculty who ran Cookhouse or who was somehow responsible. I think we kept a lot of our stuff in their office, and
Yeah.
then just like whenever we went to play, we go and take it out and wheel out the TV and we watched 24 on, that was not Smash Brothers, but we watched 24 on the projector also on the TV.
That's great. That sounds like it couldn't happen today at all.
Oh,
Yeah, no, we're definitely not running meetings in Cookhouse. There's always a struggle now with finding a place to put stuff. So
mm,
like storage on campus is so hard to come across now. Like we, okay, so I ran Melee when I was here.
nice.
When I ran the club, I only play Melee. And when I was running the club, we had two big CRTs, and it was always a problem of where are we gonna put these things over the break? Because what we
Yeah.
did is we just kind of left them in the corner of the classroom, and we're just like, let's hope that nobody notices or takes them. And the thing is, it
Yeah.
works most of the time because obviously you see two big CRTs in the corner of this random classroom. Nobody really does anything. But,
Yeah.
you know, over the breaks, like custodians and staff, right, they might get rid of them. Um,
Oh, man.
so my sophomore year, um, when I started running the Smash Club, I had to take these two CRTs and I had to put them in my room. And I was in Clara Dixon Hall on the fourth floor. So getting these CRTs from my room to Phillips Hall, it's not that easy, right? It does take some effort.
Yeah.
And I I I I mean this is probably not uh it's probably not 100% true. I have a feeling I was one of the few people on campus that even had a CRT. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like even like now that's just crazy. I had people come into my dorm sometimes and they'd be like, "What's that big TV that you have?" And I'm like, well, you see, I want to play my GameCube, right?" And that was a lot of fun. I can't do that anymore now, but yeah, that's kind of what it's
Right.
like now. Um, where was I? I'm sorry, I forgot. Oh yeah. It was pretty easy to set up meetings back then, right? Because lounges just had CRTs, right?
Yeah, well, it sounds like the way you're describing it. Like we didn't. There wasn't a distinction between what kind of TV are you using. It was
Yes.
just. I mean, I when we played on projector, there was probably like a little bit of a delay that was not perfect,
Sure.
but like the people. The people who were playing on projector were more likely to be playing free for all anyway, and like I don't know, whatever. So yeah, but there wasn't like super focus on like what kind of TV are you playing on. It's like, do you have access to a TV at all?
Yes, that's
And so
true. Yeah.
the TVs we were using, like the club didn't own or have like any TVs. We
Yeah,
would
yeah.
just use the TVs that were around, or we would borrow the projector or the TVs in Cookhouse or wherever else we were playing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, well now you kind of have to hold. I had to hold on to him, so that
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
whole fun thing. Um, okay, let's see what else. So I know it was a long time ago, but I'm curious to know if you have any favorite memories of your time in Smash Club.
Um, I don't know. It's just all just like playing Smash. It was a good time. I mean, I was very. I haven't come from like a high school where I didn't know that many people playing video games. It was just really exciting to have people to play the same thing with and talk about it.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. The ladder was kind of like stupid and silly. We had a
Yeah.
ladder, but we like didn't play it very often because there were not many of us. And I speak for other people, but I was kind of intimidated to lose my place in the ladder. But there was one guy who was there for a bit who is about my level, but he played Fox, and so it felt good to beat him as Ness
Yes,
because
for
I
sure.
felt like I was the underdog there.
Yeah, for sure. You should know that my main in Melee is Young Link. So I'm
Right.
always fighting an uphill battle. And
Yeah,
it feels really good to beat a Spacey. You know? It doesn't happen
yeah,
often, but it feels good when it does, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I can't say I was ever that good. I just played for the swag, right? So that's kind
yeah.
of me. Really cool. And I want to know a little bit about around the time you're graduating, right? So it's 2007. It's your last year with and you were with the club the entire time, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So it's
I
2000.
ran the club the entire
Yeah,
time.
yeah. You ran the club the entire time in 2007. And did you actually register the club? Because there are points in Cornell Smash's history where it seemed to have been like unofficial, like it wasn't registered. Was it actually unofficial or was it official?
It was official, like what from when my freshman year we decided to run the club.
Okay.
It was
Yeah, yeah.
official. We got we were at Club Fest. We got money. We didn't. I think the Game Cubes were all um, belonged to people. Like I brought my GameCube,
Okay.
but we think we had the club. We did get funds to buy I think a couple controllers, and
Cool.
we bought some other games. So like occasionally we would set up like a different multiplayer game just for anyone who wanted to play.
Yeah, sure. Mario Party stuff like that.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that's why I on and off like just like looked at what was happening at Cornell a few years after, and I had thought at some point that it got rolled into some other game club.
Yeah, I mean, I think that so from my research, the Digital Gaming Alliance did
Mm,
do Smash like tournaments, but from my research, the Smash Club was a thing, whether it be unofficial or official, for the entire time since you started it in 2003. It is still going this very day, and other organizations do host Smash tournaments here. But
mm,
Smash Club has always been a thing, right? It's always
nice.
been a thing. It's always had a community, and that is
Happy to hear
honestly
it.
so cool that a club from 2003 is still here, right? And I mean, I think it's also a testament to the game itself, right?
Yeah.
Like Smash has. It's honestly so crazy how long of a lifespan that Smash has had. And even if we talk about Melee, like Melee's been out for 24 years and it's still being played. And I think that's just a testament to how good Melee is as a game as well, right? And that's just really crazy. I wanted to know. So yeah, you're finishing up your time with the club. Um, was there anybody to pass it on to? Because when I was talking with Michael Nintendude, um, it seemed like his. So he was the person. Well, at least what he told me is that he was the person to get the club next. So I'm not sure if you remember that, but what he told me was that he came in as a freshman, and for some reason there were some Smash players there that had just graduated, like were alumni that were just like kind of still in Ithaca for a bit. So he got to meet you guys. Possibly this is you. Um, and it seemed like, based on what he was telling me, there wasn't really like a plan to like pass it down to anybody. But like when you guys met, that was like, okay, well the club's yours.
Yeah, it was difficult to find someone because like there weren't that many people involved, and
Sure.
because it was a lot of it was like me and my friends who were like all from the same cohort. So like there were more people playing in like my age group
Yes.
than
Yeah.
like a couple years younger. And we got a couple people here and there. And there was like a guy like maybe 1 year younger than me who I was like trying to pass it to, who was really into Smash, and we'd play sometimes. I yeah, it's like I don't really remember how it all worked out. I remember being like, man, I would like to pass this on to someone, but there's like not that many people.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I want to say Michael was probably like a freshman when I was a senior,
Yeah.
and I didn't stay at Ithaca any time after I graduated. But
Okay.
I think my friend Mike probably did. Now I'm like, you can ask him later. But
Yeah.
um, so there's a decent chance he was part of this like in between group that helped make it not disappear and pass it
Yeah.
on to Michael Brancato, which I'm glad for.
Yeah. And it's yes, it did. So it was passed on in some way, which is amazing. And then it seems like, at that point, the club ran unofficially for a little bit, and then was official again. And well, I mean, in terms of Cornell's most like influential players, I think Nintendo's got to be the one, right? So, yeah, shout outs to him.
Nice.
Okay, so cool. You were trying to find somebody, but it was difficult at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So after you graduated from Cornell, I want to know a little bit more about if you still continued to play Smash even after that point.
Yeah. Well, Brawl came out, and
Yes.
that was a huge disappointment.
Oh.
But like, but I mean, I played a lot of like single player or just by myself. But like, I was working at a game company after that. But
Okay.
but I didn't know that many people playing Smash, so I played with like a couple of coworkers. I tried to play with a couple of people online, but Brawl's online is pretty bad.
No, I
And then,
forgot about that.
and then
Oh,
like
not good.
I remember going to like a local tournament, but like I had like just graduated college, and then like I went to play with these people, and they're like in high school,
Okay.
and they're way better than I am, and I'm
Yeah.
like, this is everything is wrong here. Like it was
Yeah.
cool. Thank you guys for all being very chill and like having this night, and they, everybody was fine and nice and everything, but it was like I'm at like just some high school kids like house with his like family around, and I'm like, all right, this is.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
I
like,
can
this is.
see.
I can't. No, this is. I'm like, looking now. At this point, this kid was what, like 5 years younger than me. I could play with someone 5 years younger than me, no problem. But at that time, I'm like just graduating college, playing at like some high school kids' house. I'm like, nope, I'm not doing this.
Yeah. All right.
And um, I don't know. And then I played a lot of like Smash 4 and Smash Ultimate when those came out. But now that those have like real online systems, play some online or play some with. Played a lot of 4 with my coworkers.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess for nowadays, um, still playing a little bit of Ultimate here and there.
I I I want to and don't want to. I haven't played Ultimate in a while
Okay.
because like if a new one came out, I would definitely play it.
Yeah, you gotta try
And
it
if
out.
if like my coworkers or someone around me wanted to play, I would be very excited and play it.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
I'm not. I'm okay at these games, but I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
great.
No,
And
that's
like
fine.
to to go and like spend a bunch of time now playing feels like, I don't know. It feels weird to say it's like a waste of time, but like it's a commitment. It's like such a big time commitment to be like playing by myself, or even to be like searching out people to play, or
Yeah.
get very angry losing to people online.
Yes. Ultimate Online is a little bit frustrating for many reasons. Uh, and I have to ask, as somebody who is basically just a melee player, I did play a little bit of Ultimate, but honestly, the whole reason I got into melee is because I have an older brother. He's like pretty
Mm.
significantly older than me too. He's 10 years older than me. So we actually had a chance to play some melee growing up. So I played it with him. Um, and that's why I play it now. I'm curious to know if so you I know you play Ultimate, but did you ever give melee like another try after all those years?
I have played melee. I'm not. I've never like been excited to get into competitive melee again.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I mean, there was a time in between Brawl and Four where a friend of mine, where like in some ways you're mentioning like the legacy of melee, and I think one of the reasons the legacy of melee is so strong is because Brawl was a bust,
Yes.
and so it meant that people didn't naturally just move on to the next one. Like everybody who was competitive stayed behind on melee,
Yeah.
and then they probably split for Four.
Yeah.
But there was a moment at that time where a friend of mine wanted to get into melee. Like this was now like, well into like we all knew who Mango was and stuff like this.
For sure.
And so we were playing some melee. So I played it then. But I mean, I'm not like I I'm not willing to give these games the time to actually get decent at them.
It
They're
takes a lot of
fun.
time.
Yeah, and I like just don't have that level of commitment. And I was always kind of like a hater on things like wave dashing in melee,
Okay.
which is a super crucial technique. You cannot be good without it. But
Sure.
like for me, the fun of the game is more on like the high level like strategy, on like thinking trying to read the opponent, and not about like how fast you can click the buttons.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help that I cannot click them that fast. So like wave dash was always tough for me.
Well, it sounds like if you ever do get into melee, you should be playing Sheik. I think that's
Oh
the
yeah.
character you want, because there's some Sheik players out there that don't believe in tech. But you know, to their advantage, I mean, it works sometimes, right? So very cool. Honestly, I kind of wish we had some more of that perspective now. Like, you can just play the game and enjoy it however you want, right? And that's important. Um, I want to know. So, Smash is a game that you've played for fun, right? And that's great. And especially during your time at Cornell, you had this, kind of small but mighty community of Smash players, right? And I want to know if Smash Club kind of contributed to your personal life in any way.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a way for me to make friends for sure. Like
Mm-hmm.
I ended up playing with people who were already friends, but I also made friends through Smash.
Yeah. And do you still talk to any of those people now?
Yeah, I mentioned the guy Mike who was there at founding, and
Yeah.
I unfortunately, frustratingly admit on recorded camera that he's better than me. But but yeah, no, I talked to Mike. Mike's gonna be. I'm in Japan right now. He's gonna be coming in a couple weeks, and we're
Oh,
gonna hang out.
cool.
Yeah,
Wow. That's
I'm gonna
awesome.
mention this to him. I think he'll be. Uh, I mean, he. I would say there's a decent chance he knows Michael Rankato, like actually knows him, and not unlike me, we just kind of hears the name. So maybe he'll have heard of something about this or have something to say.
Yeah, for sure. Wait, that would be good info to have. I hate to admit this on camera, but my paper's due on Monday, as a Cornell student does.
Yeah.
So as much as I would like more info, I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Oh no, I'm gonna mention it to him anyway. I'm
Yes,
friends
yes,
with
please, please,
him.
please do.
Yeah, I think he'll be surprised, as surprised as I was to get this email out of the blue. And I don't know what exactly what this has turned into, but I whatever form you're willing to share about the history of Smash, I'm definitely interested in it.
Yeah, for sure. I was gonna mention that next, Ben. I want to share my final project with you. It's just a paper, and I'm going to be writing about kind of an overview of kind of the eras of Cornell Smash. I don't have it's not, it can't be that long. It's only going to be about like 5 pages. So as a
Mm.
second thought here, and something I've told everybody, not everything we're going to discuss today is going to make it in.
Yeah.
I would love to write 5 pages about what we've just talked about, right? But like
Mm.
I can't, right? But so I do appreciate the details, and those are really important. And I'm not saying stop, right, at all, but just letting you know, right? So
Oh yeah,
I'd
yeah,
love
of
to
course.
share this with you when it's done. And also, I've been conducting interviews with a lot of Cornell Smash alumni as well, so I'll be happy to share those with you as well. Um, so yeah, uh, yeah, this is awesome. This is really cool. I love learning all this stuff about the club. Um, yeah, let's see if I have any other questions. Okay, yeah. So we talked about like you've made community and you have these like lifelong friends that you still talk to from that time. Uh, is there anything that you miss about Cornell Smash or even Cornell in general?
Oh, I mean, I definitely miss stuff about Cornell. Like, I feel like there's something kind of magical about college
Mm-hmm.
or about Cornell where you can kind of meet new people in a way that's difficult in the real world.
Yeah,
Like, they just drop you with a whole group of people who are like in the same part of their life, who don't know many people around them. Um, and like that, there's no other environment that's like that.
yeah,
Um, and like, for me, that was a time when I was coming from a place where I didn't know as many people who shared my hobbies, and so like all of a sudden be in a place. And I mentioned to you for Smash Brothers and for certain things about games, like even since then, right? Well, for Smash Brothers, I would say especially like even since then, I'm not always surrounded by a bunch of people who want to play Smash Brothers,
that's right.
and that was very cool to be in a place where like a whole bunch of people around you are in the same kind of having the same problems or in the same environment that you are, and there's a whole bunch of people who want to play Smash Brothers or any other hobbies too. So I definitely miss that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it is a very funny thing that I is to say that I miss taking classes. Like
Yeah,
it's the other thing about college is that people just like are like, hey, you should be here learning, not just like doing and making stuff, but here like actually bettering yourself. And I wish that were more available in the real world. So that was really nice thing about Cornell.
on that final note, it seems like you're a big fan of being able to learn new things. And I want to know, because I know some people struggle with this, how did you balance playing Smash? And I know you only did it about like once a week or once a month. How did you balance playing Smash and keeping up with Cornell academically? Because Cornell is a challenging place.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like the schoolwork did always come first.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I didn't like overwork or anything, but I got my homework done,
Mm-hmm.
and then would just play Smash in between. Like, thankfully, uh, I don't think this is true of everybody else, but I don't have that addictive of a personality. So
Mm.
like I could play an hour of Smash and then go do my homework.
That's really good. That's really good to have.
Yeah.
I'm not playing. Okay, I might just play 1 hour of Smash if I'm getting my ass kicked. Then I'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna go do my homework instead. But if I'm on a roll, like come on, man, I gotta play a few more games, right?
Well, that's the thing with online now is that
Yeah,
like when Ultimate came out and I played a lot online, was that like the whole way those things online balance is they try to match you up with people who are like roughly your level, which means that I'm never that much on a roll. I'm kind of like I'm winning some and then I start to lose and then I get really angry and then I want to do anything else.
sure. Yeah, for sure. It can be frustrating sometimes. Um, okay, cool. Honestly, in terms of questions about the club, I think you've answered most of the questions that I have. It's really cool to learn all this stuff. It's cool to be with you, the person that founded this club that I care so much about, right? That
Yeah,
I
likewise. I'm
still
very excited to
running
have hear it's still going and that you've been running it. That's very cool.
to this very. I mean,
Do you have someone who's picked up after you? Is it going to keep going as after you graduate?
so I actually have stopped running the club already. So
Yeah.
I only ran it for about a year,
Okay.
and I kind of dropped it because, well, most of the people that I knew and who played Melee at the university were
Yeah.
graduating.
Mm,
So I was just kind of like, okay, I mean, I guess we're done, right? And I didn't have a plan to give it to anybody after that because there wasn't anybody for Melee. Ultimate was fine.
mm,
Ultimate's always fine. They always have
uh,
people. But Melee was like, I was like, well, I guess this is it, right? And you know, I was only a sophomore at the time when I finished running the club. But then there's this player that came in junior year, and he starts asking, "Oh, so where's Melee?" And he's a freshman, and I'm like, here you go.
mm,
So he's got it. He's got it.
nice.
It's Melee's much smaller now though. It's like a monthly. It used to be bi-weekly when I was running it, because there was actually enough people for that. But now it's monthly. But it's still going on.
Yeah, nice.
There are still people that are there to run the club for both Melee and Ultimate. We're not playing any other Smash games other just the two main ones.
Yeah.
I actually want to pass this over to you, and I want to know if you have any questions for me about either Cornell today, the club today, or any questions you may have, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what does the club look like? Yeah, I think you already just described it mostly, but I guess people are playing Ultimate like weekly or something.
Yeah, so they're right now as we speak, it's bi weekly Ultimate tournament, and then on the off week, it's just friendlies, so there's no tournament. And
Mm,
then monthly, you'll have a Melee tournament, so there's no Melee friendlies. But back when I ran it, it was bi weekly with Melee on the off week, and then Ultimate on the other off week. And then every day would have friendlies for. So the Ultimate tournament would have Melee friendlies there, and then the Melee tournament would have Ultimate friendlies.
oh yeah,
So
that
it
makes sense.
was honestly quite a lot of stuff, and I think you'd be really happy to know that around that time there were um, there were other tournaments happening in Ithaca for Melee, which is really cool.
Wow.
We had this series called Smash Labs, which happened at like it's called the Modern Alchemy Game Bar, like in downtown Ithaca, and there used to be like a monthly Melee tournament there. Unfortunately, that stopped my sophomore year, but it was
Mm.
amazing, and it was such a shame I didn't turn 21. I couldn't drink
Oh
yet.
yeah.
But it was awesome. And honestly, like that year when I was running it, it was so amazing because I didn't ask you this question because I'm assuming the answer is just straight up no, but I imagine nobody came in from other universities to play.
Uh, I mean, I don't basically know. There was a time where we decided we wanted to hold a tournament because I think a couple of the people who were more serious into it did actually travel or maybe like on a summer break or something.
Sure.
There was a moment where we wanted to hold a tournament with where we invited up people and like literally nobody showed up and we're like, all right, and we just like went and got food and played by ourselves or something. But like
Sure.
but yeah, I don't. There wasn't. We didn't have any real contingent of people from coming from other universities.
Yeah, for sure. But you'd be happy to know now that we had a lot of people that came from Binghamton University, Ithaca College, right? Sometimes Rochester, Syracuse, right? Coming down to the Cornell tournaments to play, and
That's
that honestly that was so awesome to see. Like it was. So we live in the southern tier of upstate New York, so the whole
mm,
region of southern tier, we'd have a lot of people coming in from southern tier to play, and also vice versa. Like I know you said maybe there were some players back then that tried to travel out or
mm,
did a little bit, but honestly, a lot of players here travel out to go play in tournaments in other places. So my freshman year, I just came in and I just started playing with the Smash Club. I think it was like September. It was my first time ever leaving Ithaca, and we're going to Rochester to go play in this big Melee tournament. in upstate New York, and it was just I look back on that so fondly because like it was with these people that I only kind of knew just a little bit, like just playing Smash, and it was like, yep, let's go drive 2 hours to go Rochester and go play some Melee, and I sucked too, but it was about the experience, right, and that was so fun. So there's a lot of traveling out and a lot of traveling inwards now, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Are there a lot of people in the club now?
No.
or how many people, I guess, is a better question. Like what?
I haven't. I don't be disappointed. I haven't been in a while. I haven't been there in a little bit. My year has been really busy. My senior year has been quite busy.
I bet.
And so I haven't kind of showed up for quite some time. I know Ultimate does get some pretty good numbers. I'd say probably like 10 to 15 people usually on tournaments, nice. which is solid, right?
Yeah.
Melee, I have no idea. Melee, I'm thinking is probably a little bit less than that. Enough for like a top 8. So I'm gonna say like definitely like 8.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Melee definitely has more people coming in from other places. Unfortunately, there's just not that many people at Cornell that play Melee. And I think that's a result of a lot of factors. Like one of them is just it's an older game. It's really hard to get into at this point. So just having somebody come in as a freshman and be like, "Hey, I love Melee," is honestly pretty unique.
Yeah, that's cool though.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm glad the torch is still being lit.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm hoping it continues to go on, right? I'll definitely look back on my time with Cornell Smash and be like, wow, that was... I'm going to miss that. And like you said, I'm already starting to... not say dread, but it's like, there's not an easier place to meet people that are kind of like-minded, right? Other than Cornell, right? And, you know, I just... I don't know what I'm going to figure out, but I'm sure it'll be okay. But, you know, you're only at Cornell once. Unless you get a master's, then you're at Cornell twice. But, you know, kind of like that.
Are you going to be in games? You're the TA for game design. Are you?
I'm going into teaching. I'm going to be a teacher. So after I graduate, I'm participating in a teaching fellowship where I'll be teaching K through 9 for about 3 years.
Wow.
And I'm going to be also pursuing my master's in education at the same time. So that's what I'm going to be up to right after I graduate. I'm hoping to get my teaching certification through that. And then after that, I'd be really cool to be like, this is super generic, but I'd really like to just be like a computer teacher. Like, I want to be like that cool, like elementary school computer teacher that you really like. Right. So, I study information science, but I also study education. Right. So I kind of want to try to mix the two together. But yeah, you know, I games is not a good industry right now, right? It's just not. I don't think it's a good place to be. And also, I'm not like super passionate about like coding and stuff like that. I do it as a means to make cool stuff. So that's why I'm more interested in like game design and not necessarily like the technical aspect of it. So I probably just can't be a programmer, but you know, it's okay. I'm going into teaching. We'll see how that fares out.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say with AI and everything, maybe you don't need to program to make stuff.
I mean, it's scary. I don't know what Cornell CS was like way back then, but it was. I am in a class right now, app design, where you are. This is probably going to be crazy. For some of the assignments, you're not allowed to write the code yourself. So you're the designer of the app, right? But for the coding, right, it's like, yeah, just get an agent to do it. So,
wow, I mean, that must be really new. Like, AI is very impressive right now, but like 4 years ago, that would not have been possible.
Yes. The field is advancing so drastically. And yeah, like, well, I came in as a freshman and nobody knew what ChatGPT was, right? And
yeah, exactly, right. Like, this is super new.
Yes, and then
you're not allowed to write code.
In my final semester, I'm taking a class that's basically vibe coding, right? And that's like, it's crazy how much has changed in just that few years. I I don't really know what it means for education. I mean, obviously, I'm trying to be an educator.
Yeah.
I don't see educators going out of fashion for quite some time. I just wonder how teaching is going to change as a result. But this is a whole other subject, right?
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, totally. Any other questions for me?
I know that's it.
Cool. Well, Ben, I just want to say thank you so much. It was so cool to meet you and to get to learn all about your time at Cornell and Cornell Smash. Yes, as you know, it's still happening today. I'll make sure to send you my finished product. I don't want to rush it, but I do need to. I gotta get to work. I gotta get to
do
work.
it by Monday.
Yes, I gotta get to work. It has been a rough. This week, I'm not even gonna lie. This week sucks. Okay.
Yeah.
It's you'd think your last semester is like the easiest, but for some reason this week is just kicking my ass, right? And I also have to figure out stuff for like after I graduate, right? I'm gonna be starting like a whole new chapter of my life, so there's a lot to think about right now. But obviously, Ben, thank you so much again.
Yeah, it was nice talking with you.
I'll email you if I have any further questions, which I might for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me know if you have anything else that you'd like to share. If you have anything that you suddenly remembered, or you're like, oh, I think that'd be useful. Please send me an email. I'd love to hear more. But yeah, that's about it. Ben, thank you so much.
Cool. Yeah, it was a pleasure. Thank you, Liam.
All right, thank you. Okay, have a good day, Ben.
You too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.